Tucker Carlson is now officially the highest rated program in cable news history. In this video, we're going to show how Fox News' total and complete dominance over CNN and MSNBC exposes, beyond a shadow of a doubt, how the fabricated wokeness pushed by our leftist media elite is about to collapse, and a new conservative resistance is rising as we speak. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. A warm welcome to all of our new visitors. If this is your first time with us and you're looking for some daily encouragement and optimism in the midst of all the nonsense that's spewed from our left-wing Marxist media, you have found your oasis in this channel. We analyze current events, analyze some super awesome conservative trends so you can live in the present in light of even better things to come. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel, where each and every day we together celebrate the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. Also, I'm excited to announce we have a new site on Parler, the alt-tech platform, which I want to encourage you to join. I'll provide a link down below for you. We'd love to have you as Parler followers as well. And let's begin with our video chat question of the day. Do you believe that Tucker Carlson has become the new media leader of the Republican Party? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, right? Move over Rush Limbaugh with his clarion calls every night for Americans to rise up and stand in the gap of our feckless Republican politicians who are cowering before the mobs. Do you see Tucker as the new de facto media leader of the Republican Party? Let us know what you think, because, we're going to find that more people are tuning into Tucker's nightly monologues than have ever tuned into any other cable news program in history. And so Tucker appears to be surpassing the likes of Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or many others as the de facto media leader of the conservative resistance against the woke mobs. But first, our good friends over at Noble Gold told me this July 4th was special. Gold is up around 16% this year, and the Dow is down about 10%. And so there's never been a better time to start a gold or silver IRA in your portfolio. And to sweeten the deal, our friends over at Noble Gold are giving out this amazing 5-ounce America the Beautiful silver bullion coin with every qualifying IRA. But this is only good for the month of July, so don't wait. Click on that link below or visit their website at noblegoldinvestments.com or give them a call at 877-646-5347. Make sure to mention my name, Dr. Steve Turley, and make July a gold and silver month. All right, everyone, let's dive right in here. If you thought for a second that the wokeness wave that swept through our nation was actually organic, was actually going on in reality and not the fabrication of the left-wing media, you need look no further than the latest ratings just released for cable news programs. Because if this really were an organic social movement, the Black Lives Matter fad really were a genuine social movement, it would follow that the cable news programs defending and promoting it would be experiencing sky-high ratings right now. And those programs that opposed this surge in so-called social justice would be dismissed with disgust by the vast majority of the population. But that, as it turns out, is precisely what is not happening. The ratings for news programs for the second quarter have just been released, and the results are nothing short of astonishing. Fox News' Tucker Carlson, who in many respects has become, in a sense, the new leader of the Republican Party, the feckless and cowardly Republican Party that hasn't done a single thing to protect Americans from the Marxist mob that's been unleashed by the Democrats. Tucker Carlson Tonight Show finished the quarter as the highest rated program in all of cable news by far. And not only did he finish the quarter with an average total audience of 4.3 million viewers, that viewer total made Tucker Carlson Tonight the single highest rated cable news program ever. As Forbes is reporting, the second quarter was astonishing for the Fox News programs as a whole. Fox News once again beat out all of their woke cultural Marxist competitors in a total and complete blowout. And this was especially true among the total viewers in the 25 to 54-year-old demographic, the single most important demographic to advertisers. You will recall that many of those advertisers announced that they were pulling their advertising from Tucker Carlson's show in order to demonstrate their fealty, right? Their unwavering fidelity to the Black Lives Matter mob. Companies like Disney and T-Mobile bowed the knee to the cult of wokeness, but viewers did not. More than 4 million viewers remain loyal to Carlson's nightly calls in the media wilderness for the restoration of national sanity. And so those advertisers are ultimately only hurting themselves. They're certainly not hurting Tucker Carlson. Both Tucker and Sean Hannity were the only news programs on all of cable news to break 4 million viewers. Hannity was just behind Tucker, and Fox News programs dominated the 5 top-rated cable shows overall. And while viewership was up across the board for cable news, given the insane events over the past month, nevertheless, overall, Fox News crushed its competition in terms of overall audience. Fox finished first with a total average audience of their programs of 3.6 million viewers, which humiliated both MSNBC and CNN. MSNBC couldn't break 2 million, and CNN was even behind that. Speaking of, did you see Chris Cuomo yet again humiliated on live television? Chris Fredo Cuomo was interviewing Mark McCloskey. Mark McCloskey and his wife were the couple that stood outside their home in St. Louis as a mob of Black Lives Matter activists trespassed on their property and threatened them. Chris Cuomo had him on his show that nobody watches, and he ripped McCloskey for having the gall to actually exercise his constitutional rights against such a peaceful and loving social justice movement that wasn't bothering anyone, right? They were just having their wonderful, peaceful little march. Now, just keep in mind, this is the same Chris Cuomo who just days ago asked rhetorically, whoever said that protests were supposed to be peaceful? This is the absurdity that we're dealing with when it comes to the mainstream Marxist media. Folks, this is a major CNN anchor. An anchor who out of one side of his mouth, he literally expects protests to be violent. And then on the other side of his mouth, he blasts homeowners for fearing violent protesters. It's insane. It's beyond insane. It's beyond absurd. But the beauty is such absurdity will always catch up to you. And it is caught up again to Fredo big time. He's interviewing this guy McCloskey, and he's incensed that McCloskey is becoming, Cuomo's words, the face of the white resistance against Black Lives Matter. And he noted that Trump retweeted a picture of the couple holding their guns, defending their homes. And so Cuomo asked again rhetorically what McCloskey thought of that. How did he like being the face of Trump's racist resistance? even though Cuomo said Trump deleted the retweet. Now watch this.
How do you feel about becoming the face of political resistance to the Black Lives Matter movement?
First of all, that's a completely ridiculous statement. I'm not the face of anything opposing the Black Lives Matter movement. I was a person scared for my life who was protecting my wife, my home, my hearth, my livelihood. I was a victim of a mob that came through the gate. I didn't care what color they were. I didn't care what their motivation was. I was frightened, I was assaulted, and I was in imminent fear that they would run me over, kill me, burn my house. And you have to have this in the context of St. Louis, where on June the 2nd of this year, I watched the city burn. I watched the 7-Eleven get smashed in, looted, and burned for 40 minutes on live television with nobody showing up to do anything. And I realized at that time we're on our own. When bad things happen, they unpredictably turn really bad, real fast. That same night, retired St. Louis Police Captain David Dorn was murdered. These things get very bad very quickly, and when those people came through the gate, when it was a mob, I didn't take the time to see their birth certificates or anything else. I was defending my house, my life, my wife, and what I've spent 32 years building there.
I wanted to talk to you about the broader implication because it's just a horrible picture of what's going on in America right now. So to me, it's not about what's right and what's wrong just in a court of law. It's about what we want right and wrong about how we treat each other. And that's why the president retweeted this tweet. Mr. Watkins, you know it, and Mr. McCloskey, you know it. He retweeted it because he liked the image of white resistance to this movement. And I'm not saying that was fair to you, but we know that's why he did it, because that's why he deleted it. I wanted you to speak for yourself.
I'm glad you're a mind reader, because no one else thinks you are.
Oh, in fact, he didn't delete it. Good. Makes my point even more. No. You didn't say that. It was said to me for me. I'm thinking about something else where someone was screaming white power in a video that the president retweeted. He deleted that one. He didn't delete the one of you.
He doesn't even hear him. He doesn't even. Cuomo's not even listening to it. Oh, I'm wrong again. Trump did not delete that tweet. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. That's all he's thinking. He just got completely dissed on live national television. It was a perfect diss. I'm glad you think you're a mind reader, Chris, because no one else thinks you are. No one takes you seriously anymore, Chris. He gets completely humiliated on live television, and Cuomo doesn't even know it, which is even more humiliating. I mean, it's hilarious. But if you think it through, what perfect symbolism for the mainstream Marxist media. These ratings just released showing not just Tucker Carlson with the highest ratings ever in the history of cable news, but also with Fox News dominating MSNBC and CNN for the top 5 news shows on all of cable. This suggests that what happened to Cuomo is happening to the whole of the mainstream Marxist media. No one is taking them seriously anymore. Our nation is being assaulted at virtually every level. The Democrats and their Marxist allies in the mainstream media are absolutely giddy over it. And more Americans are utterly livid. They're disgusted over what they're seeing. And in the process of this, they are dismissing the mainstream media for the disgrace that they've become. And the media isn't listening. They're in their own little echo chamber, talking among themselves, fact-checking, as members of the arrogant political class that cares only about themselves and their own gain at the expense of everyone else. Our cities, our culture, our national unity, our customs, our traditions. They mock us. They ridicule us. They pander to the rioters. They disparage the police. And then they have the goal to excoriate citizens for defending themselves against the very societal breakdown the media encourages and foments. It's disgusting. And it's absolutely heartening to know that the one voice out there that's calling for a massive resistance, a massive backlash among the law-abiding citizens of this nation is getting the highest ratings ever seen in the history of cable news. God bless, Tucker, and God bless the rise of the real and true resistance. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on the utter humiliation of the ultra-liberal Seattle mayor of the Chaz Autonomous Zone. It's been dismantled. She's been forced to destroy her summer of love. She comes out the loser. Trump comes out the winner. You're not going to want to miss that. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.